What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. And break down what's happening in the market thus far as we're looking at some key levels, not to mention some new developments on the charts. But let me just mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, don't forget to smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, I just want to mention that the market's doing a good job at holding up thus far. We're at some key resistance levels still, but we're starting to see some new developments as buyers are continuing to defend. Now, look for some volatility at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions coming out, and Tesla's doing a good job at holding up. Now, one thing I mentioned is that we're forming a very, very nice looking cup, and we are looking more bullish. We're looking at this 220 area. We got a little dip in the morning, only to continue to push higher, so it's doing a good job at holding up. And I just want to mention that we're looking at some tight resistance between 220 and 222. If that breaks, we're going up to 225 on Tesla, followed by the 230 area. To turn bearish on Tesla, you want to see it lose 215. If we end up losing that, I'd be looking at 211 all over again. But what do I see from a technical standpoint? The answer is upside looks more promising, and Tesla's doing a good job at holding up, trying to fill these imbalances. So I think that what's going to happen is we will slowly uptrend and make our way up closer to the 230 area. I think Tesla will continue to push and push and push. I think we're looking pretty nice right now. We look at the daily is looking quite bullish. The daily suggests we're going to at least the 225 plus area. And then I think we could be testing the resistance above that. So we might go even higher than that. So we are looking bullish on the daily time frame for Tesla. And I really like this setup. Now, with Tesla pushing, one thing I just want to mention is that as far as the market goes, SPY is also holding up nicely, and this is a good sign for us as well. So SPY is holding up, but we're at the 556 area right now. I did mention to you all we're going to push a little bit more into 556 than to watch what the reaction is. So if we fail to break 556, if we get stopped here, there could be a risk of us coming back down to retest our trend line. And if we break 556, we're heading for basically very close to 560. So I think that we're going to be going up to 560 if we break the 556s. So watch for that. If we get above the 556 area, we'll get very close to the much higher 550s. And if we don't, there's going to be a rejection. So we're at the resistance, and we'll have to see what kind of reaction we get. But as of right now, the chart remains bullish. It's favoring that it wants to go higher. There's no sign of rejection yet, and we are still on a very, very nice uptrend on SPY, continuing to push, looking quite nice. So we favor upside, if anything, but just watch the 556 area and see what the reaction is. ES went to my targets. I called out the 5600 area. We'll be watching to see if we get a rejection or not. If we reject, we could be retesting some of our key EMAs down here, especially the 555 area. The 555 area, like all the way down there. If we break this resistance up here, this 5600 area, if we manage to break this, I think we'll easily go up to about 5625 or higher. So we're going to be watching the 5600 area just to see what kind of reaction we get on ES. We are forming a giant cup right now, and we'll see if we form a handle or not. But right now we're at resistance and we look bullish, so watch the levels very carefully. For SPX, we're at 5600 is resistance. If this breaks, we could be pushing up for this imbalance fill towards 56. I'm sorry, we're approaching 5580, and the next resistance is going to be 5600. If we break 5580, then look for 5600. Just wanted to correct myself there. If we reject off 5580, we'll be dipping back down towards 5560, then all the way back down to support the 20 EMA. We are favoring upside to get very close to 5600, just like that of ES, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get. Are we going to form a giant inverse head and shoulders and come back down before going up higher again? Or are we going to just break through this and start pushing for the 5600s? We just have to wait and see if we can break 5580. That's going to give us our answer. So will we go up higher like this, the 5600s, continue to climb? Or will we end up dipping like this? Will we reject off this resistance, come back down like this, possibly come to either gap support and then continue higher like that? Or do we dip down to fill this gap? It all depends on different factors. So I'll be watching to see what the reaction is on SPX. We're at resistance. I know people get a little frustrated when I sometimes give you guys both cases, but I'm just saying that the reason why I'm not overwhelmingly bullish or bearish is because I'm waiting for the resistance to be tested. It's a game of patience. Sometimes you have to be really patient with this. We do look more bullish from technical standpoints, but we'll have to see how we react to resistance. So far, we might try to break through this and continue to push. So we'll see. But I just want to say we have to wait and see. For the QQQ, we're doing a good job. We're actually above the 476 area, so we are favoring upside again. We could try to push straight up to 480 if this holds, but if we, by the end of the day or by tomorrow, if we get back below 475, we could still see the inverse head and shoulders like structure play out. But either way, the chart looks bullish no matter which way we go, whether we get a small dip first and then continue higher or not. And because we're holding above resistance, we do have potential to go all the way up to 480 if we hold and close above where we currently are. So I see potential in the QQQ if anything. For Apple, we're looking pretty good. We pushed up to about 227. Now we're dipping a bit, but now we're trying to reclaim our 50 EMA. So look at 224 as key support. If we hold above this, we're going to be looking for 225 as resistance and 227. If we lose the 224s, there's a risk of us dipping all the way down to not only 223, but all the way down to the 222s. So we'll see what Apple does. It is holding up decently right now. So there is potential for us to try to get back up to about 226. So we will just have to wait and see. I wanted to call it the IWM. We look more bullish right now. If we were to lose 212.5, I would be looking for that dip to 210. And as long as we hold above 213, we are favoring a nice push up higher, especially as we have this gap to fill up here closer to 216. So we look bullish on the IWM. I really like the setup. I'm actually long on it, and it's doing really well so far for me. So so far so good. Looking very, very nice so far. We'll see if this continues. For Coinbase, we're looking at 203 as resistance. If we hold above that, we could be pushing for 210. We are still barely at resistance, so we'll see if we can try to get back above 203. If we lose 200, look for a dip back down towards a 196. But we look more bullish at that level, so it looks pretty good in my opinion. For Amazon currently has support around this 175 area. If we bounce off this, we'll slowly push up for the 180 area. If we keep going, we're going to be looking for 180 plus and even higher levels like this imbalance fill around 184. We look bullish. I think 180 is going to be a potential target on Amazon. We may consolidate for a bit before we get there, but I just want to say it looks very, very nice. Meta dipped to 525. We did call this out yesterday, and I said we could get close to about 520. We came just short of that 520 target. We hit 523 only to rebound a bit. So now I just think Meta's kind of shuffling, but like I said before, the setup isn't that great. It is kind of like cooling off a bit after so much upside that it had. So I think that it may shuffle a bit, but might dip a little bit again to retest 525. It's going to likely just shuffle. Microsoft dipped all the way down to what I called out. I called out the 415 to 416 area. We did dip to 416 only to rebound. So now we're continuing to shuffle near 418. So give it some time. May continue to do so. And Google looks more bullish. We could be pushing for about 168 in my opinion. So we look a little bit more bullish. It's not super strong, but it is somewhat uptrending. So it looks pretty good in my opinion. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Tesla's doing a good job at holding up. So is the IWM. There's more upside potential. So we'll see how the charts end up developing. With that being said, I want to thank you all for listening. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys very soon on the next one in just a couple of hours. So Tesla's doing a good job at holding up. And it looks bullish, and we could be pushing for the 230s soon over the next couple of weeks. So far, so good from Tesla's favoring upside. All right, so I'll see you guys in a few hours, and peace out.